Let me let you in on a little secret. If someone's flashing their Lamborghini, Rolex, or private jet on Instagram, chances are they're not rich. They're either in debt, in denial, or in deep trouble. The truth is, the guy that you barely even notice walking down the street is secretly making $200,000 a month, while you're still deciding whether to splurge on guac at Chipotle. Why? Because the real rich, the ultra rich, they don't broadcast their income. They hide it behind businesses, trusts, and assets you've probably never even heard of. So today we're exposing them. These are 7 quiet income streams the ultra rich never talk about. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to copy their game without needing to win the lottery or sell your soul to overhyped crypto coins. Let's dive in. 1. Private lending, aka be the bank. While you're begging the bank for a better credit card limit, the ultra rich, they are the bank. Instead of keeping cash in a savings account earning 0.03% interest, they lend it out privately. Real estate investors, startup founders, business owners with terrible credit but great cash flow. They borrow money, and the ultra-rich loan it at 8 to 15% interest, secured by assets and with zero public record. It's called private lending, and here's how it works. Let's say John wants to flip a property but needs $150,000 fast. Traditional banks take forever, ask 30,000 questions, and still say no if Mercury is in retrograde. But you say, sure, John, I'll give you $150,000 at 10% interest, secured against the house. John agrees. You make $15,000 in 6 months while sipping iced coffee. No office, no employees, no boss, just quiet cash flow. The ultra-rich love this. Why? Because it's invisible. No W-2, no boss, just legal contracts and mailbox money. That's one way the rich turn money into more money. But what if I told you they also use their stuff to get paid without selling anything? Second, asset leasing. You know what's cooler than owning something? Getting paid for letting someone else use it. While you rent stuff on the weekend to look rich, luxury car, fancy Airbnb, camera gear, the ultra-rich are on the other side of the transaction. They lease assets. And I'm not just talking Teslas and yachts, though definitely Teslas and yachts. I'm talking equipment, tools, software licenses, even land. Let's break it down. A wealthy guy owns a warehouse. Instead of renting it full-time, he leases it out for short-term storage, drone testing, or event setups. He makes more from partial usage than if he leased it full-time. Or someone owns a $200,000 excavator. They don't use it daily, so they rent it out at $1,000 a day to construction crews. Same with luxury vehicles. Lease a G-Wagon for $250 a day to influencers pretending they own it. Boom. Quiet income. Zero flex. You know who's not doing this? It's us. The rest of us are just renting, but asset leasing is small potatoes compared to this next one. Because the ultra-rich figured out how to make money from money without technically doing anything illegal. 3. Infinite banking, banking on yourself. Sounds like a scam, right? Infinite banking sounds like something your weird uncle in MLM tried to pitch you at Thanksgiving, but it's very real and very quiet. And this is an important point I've been wanting to tell you. The ultra-rich use whole life insurance policies, not to protect their life, but to leverage their money. Here's how it works, simplified. You open a high cash value whole life insurance policy. You fund it heavily up front, like $50,000 a year or more. That cash grows at a guaranteed rate, usually 4 to 6%, tax-free. But here's the cheat code. You can borrow against that cash value at any time, and the policy keeps growing as if the money is still in there. Translation, you've built a tax-free savings account you can borrow against like a bank without selling your assets or triggering capital gains. They use it to fund businesses, buy real estate, pay zero taxes legally, and even self-finance luxury cars. You never hear about this on CNBC, but the rich, they build entire financial systems around it. Infinite banking lets them act like banks. But what if they want even more control? What if they want full ownership of everything they touch? That's when this next move comes in. 4. Licensing intellectual property. Forget trading time for money. The ultra-rich trade ideas for infinite paydays. And this is one of the things I mentioned to you in our previous video. Let me explain more and show you how to do it. Basically, they create something once A system, a process, a brand, then license it to others for cash. You think Disney sells movies? Not quite. Disney licenses characters to lunchboxes, t-shirts, Halloween costumes, and toothbrushes. The rich do the exact same. A doctor writes a patient intake form. A coder builds a back-end dashboard. A coach designs a goal-setting workbook. Then they license it to other professionals, businesses, or agencies for $199 a month or $5,000 up front, and they keep collecting cash without ever talking to the buyer again. Now multiply that by 1,000 buyers. Boom, quiet, scalable, royalty-style income, and they don't even need to show their face. Now keep in mind, so far, these quiet income streams are just a taste of what's to come. When you finish watching this video, go back and watch our series on the stealth wealth mindset to finally master the money game without anyone even noticing. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and consider becoming a member to never miss an upcoming video. But we're not done yet. Because the ultra-rich don't just use ideas, they also use your rent check without ever being your landlord. Fifth, syndicated real estate deals. Okay, picture this. A 200-unit apartment complex goes up for sale. Price tag, $18 million. You're thinking, great, let me just check my wallet. Oh look, a Chipotle receipt and a gum wrapper. But for the ultra-rich, this is where the real game begins. They don't buy that $18 million property alone. They form a real estate syndicate, a group of investors who pool their money together to buy big assets. They raise money from passive investors like other rich friends, hire a management team, buy the building, raise rents, refinance or sell in 5 to 7 years. Profit. Here's the kicker. If you're an investor, you can make 8 to 15% returns yearly, plus a big payday at the end, and you never have to answer a single tenant complaint about their broken toilet. No active management, just passive cash. And because these syndicates are private, quiet, and often under the radar, the IRS doesn't go snooping around every 5 minutes. Now let's pivot from rent checks to something way more unexpected. Because what if I told you the ultra-rich also get paid to do nothing but wait? 6. Buying royalties or cash-flowing assets. If you're someone who follows our Stealth Wealth series, you've probably heard the phrase, let your money work for you. But the ultra-rich, they take it to a whole new level. They literally buy cash flow. And this is exactly what changed everything for me. Let me explain. Imagine a musician sells a hit song and earns $10,000 a month in royalties. But they're tired. They want the cash now. So they sell the rights to those royalties to an investor for $600,000. The investor now owns the royalty rights and collects the $10,000 a month. It's called royalty investing, and the rich use it for songs, books, TV shows, trademarks, even websites with ad revenue. But they don't stop there. They buy car washes, billboard leases, ice vending machines, and ATM YouTube channels, even Amazon FBA stores with consistent revenue. Buy once, get paid monthly, never go viral, never go broke. But let's bring it home with the final, most misunderstood income stream. One that combines everything: control, stealth, power, and protection. 7. Holding companies. Now we move on to the boss level. This is golden advice I want you to remember for the rest of your life. You've heard of companies, you've heard of investments, but what you haven't heard of, because no one talks about it, is the holding company. Here's how it works. Instead of owning assets directly, the ultra-rich create a holding company, like an LLC or trust, to own everything for them. Real estate, owned by the holding company. Stocks, held through it. Cash flow businesses? Yup. Intellectual property? Of course. Brand deals? Check. That way they don't own anything, but they control everything. It shields their identity, protects their wealth, reduces taxes, and best of all, if something crashes, one business fails, one tenant sues, the rest of their wealth is untouched. The holding company is the quiet vault behind every flashy Instagram entrepreneur you don't know about. If you've ever seen someone lose it all overnight, they didn't have one. If you've ever seen someone never take a loss, they definitely did. So now you know. 7 income streams the ultra-rich never talk about. Because they're not flashy, they're not viral. They don't come with clout, but they're quietly lethal. Let's recap. 1. Be the bank, private lending. 2. Lease assets you don't use. 3. Bank on yourself with infinite banking. 4. License your knowledge. 5. Invest in real estate syndicates. 6. Buy cash flow directly. 7. Control everything with holding companies. And if that feels like a lot, good, it should. Because wealth isn't built by scrolling Instagram, playing the lottery, or hoping your boss gives you a raise. It's built by playing the game the rich don't talk about. And now you're holding the playbook. Comment the words, "I'm building wealth," if you're done playing small. As a matter of fact, we've created an entire step-by-step blueprint on the key to building wealth for dummies. Just click the video on the screen here, and we'll see you in the next one.